Hey everybody, hope you're having a great Monday. It is pretty wet and just kind of dreary here at Good Day Farm. That's fog all out there behind me. The temperature is up. I'm not sure what it is right now, but it's above freezing. So we're getting a lot of our snows melting off, and then it's just creating this socked in. See that all behind me, all that white? That's just fog. But anyhow, this is we're gonna shoot for being my Monday videos, my appreciation update video I talked a little bit about last week. So first and foremost, I wanna thank every one of you for being here. What was it, 8:15 or something like that, 8:13? Anyhow, definitely in the 800s, and that's phenomenal. Thank you guys, it's because of you, and I really appreciate each and every one of you being here and just follow along on this journey. I've got a lot of interesting ideas cooking up in my silly little head here of things that I want to try and do, and a lot of that will be determined on whether or not when I find some work and what kind of work I find, how much free time or what my schedule will look like around the job. I'm still job hunting, and so depending on where I get a job and what the hours are will affect what I can do with some of the plans I have. So switching hands here for you. So that'll affect some of what I can and can't do, obviously. So I have mentioned before, and some of you are aware of this, especially those of you that have been watching the channel since the early days, I really want to get into doing as a side business chainsaw chain sharpening. All right, so this is part of some of the stuff I was talking about as far as trying to get set up to do a chain sharpening business. This is a chain breaker and spinner set. I'm going to be hopefully having a chain by the roll, and I can make up my own loops. And if you go through my playlist and just my various videos that I have, some of my most successful videos on this channel are the ones that pertain to sharpening. I have done probably just about every method with a guide, with a jig, freehand, any way you can think of sharpening a chainsaw chain. And I feel like I'm pretty good at all of them. And I have my favorites, but what I really like to do is videos to some jigs that I've tried, some new things that you got to try. You never know, it might be better or easier than what you've been doing. Some really have been pretty impressive, some don't seem to be, for me anyhow. And so those videos do really well, and kind of fits with what the theme of the channel is lately with the firewood and all that kind of stuff. So I've got some ideas on what I want to do on that, but I really want to pursue sharpening chains. So now with this downtime, I'm getting the shop completely set up so that I can do that, and I hope to start running an ad on Craigslist and Facebook. If not late today, I should get something written up for sure by tomorrow or the next day, before the week's over for sure. So wish me luck with that. I am also going to be doing mail order sharpening. And I know at first that may sound silly, who would send their chain off, but that's going to be for the square ground type of chains. And I've gotten pretty good at that, and I got a good setup for that. And I have a few people that are interested, and again, that I should be full on live with that within a week. I could do it now, and if anybody sends me one, I'll be able to take care of it. But in case I get a lot of people doing that, I've got a few more things I want to tweak in the shop before I really promote that. But that's coming too. We got Luna the pony checking us out, so that's some exciting stuff. Other than that, same old around here. We're still dealing with winter, even though we're having a few warm days, but we're getting ready for spring, and we'll have a few days of this kind of weather, and then this will all start to freeze back up, and we'll get a cold front, and it gets really difficult to navigate out here. All these hoof prints you see out there, they're like potholes. They'll freeze like that, so then they become what we affectionately like to call ankle breakers. And when you try to walk across them, when it's froze solid, it's very, very difficult. It's hard for the horses, hard for us, and so it's just not a time of year around here that I really enjoy. This is what I want to show you guys. So we got this tree here don't ask me what kind it is, because I don't know. But if you can tell from just the bark, maybe you'll know. See if I can get close up to it here. I'm not very good with the deciduous trees in this region, and I really can't identify them all that well. Some of them, when I can see the leaves, I can. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Anyhow, so there's some kind of wild stuff growing up through there, but this has been this way. See where it's split here? I'm gonna say it's been over a year, but probably not more than 2 years. And we're not exactly sure what happened. I wanna say it already had a split there. It almost looks like, my guess, about 3 trees were growing up out of the same spot here. You can see where a previous person had cut this one off, but that clearly looks like a separate tree. Maybe more than that. We got a fence post growing up here. There's more action there. If I had to guess, this is just like some kind of weed fence line tree that's real common in fence lines. And I don't know what those are, hackberries, something like that. And I have smaller ones of these growing up in some of my fence lines. I try and prune them out when I get them. This one clearly got left and the fence got moved. As we were doing some work down that direction, we found more posts like this. That clump of, there's a couple little juniper cedars there, and then a tree in front of that. Again, I couldn't tell you what it is. There's a fence post in there too. So there was a fence line through here, obviously years ago, and these trees grew up in it. But we think this may have got struck by lightning. We had a big storm, and the next morning this thing was down like this, completely on the ground. It was blooming, you know, it had leaves on it and everything, and we left it. And then it did some damage up in here, split this branch, so it's pointed down. And you can see where I've butchered the ends of it off like this. The reason I did that was it was a quick fix. What was happening was when this was all in foliage, it was out over this fence, and the goats are on that side, and they were climbing this fence to get to this foliage, and broke part of the fence down. I just threw up a temporary hog panel there on this one particular spot because they broke it down so bad to get to those leaves. So eventually what I had to do was just hack them off the best I could, and I didn't really want to cut the whole tree down, and so on and so forth. So the goal, the project is I'm going to clean this whole trunk off. So cut all this up back to here. And then I want to cut out, you know, I got a little dead piece sticking up there, weird little sucker branch come off right there, and just kind of prune it up. And then I'll probably cut this stem out from the trunk, and I can't reach, but if I can figure out a way to climb up, I may cut that trunk right there, the one that split and it's got such a mess going on, off right there at that tree, and that'll clear all that out. I could reach it with a long bar or one of my saws. The problem is the way all this is facing, it's probably gonna fall right on my head. And it's pretty, I'd be fully extended trying to do that. Not a safe way to remove a branch. So we'll see if I can get, like I said, this stem or tree, whatever you want to call it, I'll probably remove this one right here. And then see, here's a spot where somebody previously had cut, and maybe I can get wedged in here somehow and get some safety in these to where I can cut that off right about, make sure I'm pointing at the right thing, right about there is where I'd like to cut that off. It's about 11 feet, maybe 12 feet up to that spot. I could probably stand on this, and that would put it at about 5 foot, which is, you know, right at my neck height. Not sure I'm real excited about sawing it that live, but I may do it. I would do that one before I do any of these. That way I'd have some security. Anyhow, some of you tree people may have some advice or tips on that. I unfortunately don't have climbing gear or anything like that to be able to get up there and do it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If I'm nuts, or if you got some suggestions how I could do that safely. I mean, just look at this. I've got boots on, and wouldn't you know it, I use Muck Boots, the brand, and I absolutely love them. And just realized with this thaw that started, I have a hole in the bottom of my left boot, so my left foot gets wet and muddy. But you know, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing and take care of the animals. I'll keep making videos and sharing my knowledge, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. It's one thing I would like to say real quick, if I could, is I really would appreciate any comments you guys want to make, suggestions, ideas, thoughts on the videos that I have. I love that interaction. The people that do that, I really appreciate it. Thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. That's what I always wanted this channel to be about. It was never about, you know, being big or anything like that. It was always about having a community, a sense of community, sharing knowledge with one another. You know, if there happens to be other YouTube creators that follow this channel that have videos on how they do things, let me know. You know, I'll mention them, or I know sometimes if you share a link in a comment, YouTube will mark it as spam. I go through those spam folders, so if I approve of that, or you know, don't have an issue with the video that's being shared, as long as it's, you know, appropriate content, I'll allow it, and then it'll be there for other people to see. So don't hesitate to do that kind of stuff, you guys. Don't worry about it. I have, the way my settings are, I approve all those comments, so you know, they're not going to just disappear in a trash bin. Shoot me a message if you want on here, if you have ideas. I'm always open to anything, and you know, if I have the means, I'll check into it and try and do it. Collaborations are kind of a neat idea, and I've reached out to a few people to see if they're interested in doing something. Obviously not local, anybody here, but just things we could do back and forth through videos. I think that's kind of a neat concept. So if you guys have ideas for that, I'm open to hear that also. So I'm gonna sign off now. It's getting a little chilly out here. The wind's picking up. I just wanted to share some of that stuff with you guys, and you know, mainly thank each and every one of you that watch these videos for being here. Really do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for being here. You're what makes this exciting and fun, and like I said, I look forward to seeing the comments and the interaction that I get with every one of you, so you're part of the community. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you. Bye now.